Okay, pause right there.
Hey guys, this is Gene Shaw,
And I'm Justin Z.
and we're from the Mahalo design team. We're here to give you a special review of the new Captain America trailer.
We're going to kind of go through an in-depth review of everything about it, from the design of the trailer itself to the story of Captain America.
The basic story is that Steve Rogers, who is Captain America, started out as a scrawny kid pushed beyond physical perfection via a serum after taking part in an experimental super soldier project to support the United States war effort during World War II.
Okay, to start, I'm going to point out something.
He looks really creepy as a skinny guy, let's face it.
Yeah, Chris Evans is in this movie now, and we all know that he buffed up for this movie big time. But in this shot, he looks really thin. Now, obviously, that's a computer doing that. The problem is, one, I don't know how, and I know a lot about computer effects, and two, it looks perfect. I can't tell that it's a computer effect, so that just creeps me out. Now, here's another thing that I just noticed. One of my favorite character actors, Tommy Lee Jones, is in the movie.
One of the things that I really enjoy about this trailer is that you know that the Tommy Lee Jones monologue here that serves as a narrative for the trailer is just a small piece of the movie.
We are going to win this war because we have the best men.
But this serves as an overall storyline for Captain America. It's kind of like a Braveheart speech, and in this case, they use it almost in a noirish sort of format to tell you the entire story of Captain America and what this kid is going through in the movie. From a design eye, can we back up real quick to the where he's holding the trash can lid in the alley? There it is. All right, so there are a couple of things. From a design point of view, this is perfect because it looks like a normal trash can lid, but if you look closely, they've actually taken the concentric circles that make up a normal trash can lid and made more of them. And the reason that they've done this is to put in your mind in advance that here's Steve Rogers, here's the history kind of him holding the shield, and they've altered this trash can lid to more closely resemble Captain America's iconic circular shield. This is fantastic, too.
That's a pretty iconic image right there. I really like that.
And again, it serves, you take your traditional World War II poster, and it's a visual representation of what Steve Rogers is going through.
Now, here's an interesting design element that I noticed that I guess is kind of inevitable, but it's still really cool, is that as I'm going through this trailer, a lot of the design elements remind me of Indiana Jones. Even the design of his costume just reminds me of that. And they're fighting Nazis. The guy's a hero. He's beating the crap out of people. I find that very interesting, and maybe the filmmakers did that on purpose. All right, here we go. This is the money shot. It's showing Captain America, Bucky, and
Dum Dugan, and then Frenchie
Dugan
over on the left. These are the Howling Commandos.
The next thing I wanted to point out is the costume for Captain America. From what we've seen, the costume itself is great. It looks like it was stitched, hand-stitched with really durable materials that were made for the time. But the only thing I'm not digging is his helmet. It looks weird. His eyes are kind of shaded in a way that I don't like. And the helmet I've never really liked anyways on Captain America, so it's a hard thing to get right.
Well, and at the same time, I think this is a good interpretation of what we have in the comic books. There are also several iterations that we go through in the movie, similar to how we did in Iron Man.
Same with the shield, too.
Right, where there are a couple of different iterations. So we see, the historical interpretations of the suit, and then we finally come to this one.
Now, some stuff that kind of put me off on this movie is there's a few elements that are a little cheesy. We already talked about how Chris Evans, before he gets the muscles, looks creepy. But there are other elements that remind me of old adventure serials that have their place in time. I'm not sure if it's going to work out in this movie.
This is...
See, that's where it starts to get cheesy for me. Why would you do that?
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason for you to have two dudes with double flamethrowers and not shooting the guy who's in the center.
Right, you go for it and you shoot him.
This is what happens when you let your design decisions override your common sense decisions, and this is what happens when design stops serving the purpose of telling the story.
Another good example would be right there. He is in a high-speed car chase with Tommy Lee Jones, and he's about to kiss the romantic interest. And obviously they're in the middle of a fight because he's holding his shield. No one does that. I'm sorry. No one does that.
On the flip side of that, as a former comic book artist, this is the type of panel that I would love to draw, because you've got all this crap going on and Captain America doesn't care because he's Captain America. He just goes and he's like, I'm kissing the girl. So from a realistic standpoint, yeah, it's really cheesy. It never happened. But
yeah,
from a comic book drawing standpoint, I mean, this could, as far as I'm concerned, be straight out of a comic.
And now we have our final title design. So basically, when you watch this trailer, how well did you get the story?
As I said before, the Tommy Lee Jones thing made it for me. I love that aspect of the trailer, and the pacing and editing around the Tommy Lee Jones monologue was fantastic, with the payoff, of course, being here comes the Howling Commandos bursting through the doors.
What did you think about the trailer itself, as far as its editing and its design elements?
Design-wise, like I said, there are a lot of fantastic things. I love when Captain America looks at the poster for the first time, and he's still scrawny little Steve Rogers, and he just sees his nose peeking up over. It's kind of like, like the son trying daddy's clothes on for the first time.
Most trailers have a very show it less than 1 second feel, fade out, fade in, depending on the mood. And the editing itself was nothing that I haven't seen in a trailer, so I wasn't that impressed when it came to that. Now, as far as the trailer goes, you've seen everything put together. How bad does this make you want to see the movie?
When I originally heard they were doing a Captain America movie, I wasn't really excited. This trailer actually makes it look like they might have taken the time and Christopher Nolan their way through it.
Yeah.
But, what did you think?
It really made it something that I'm really interested in seeing for that reason and for the other reason that it is taking place in the 40s, as it should. And then it looks like an Indiana Jones film. So overall, out of how many Mahalo flowers, what would you give it?
Listen, overall, I can't give this trailer a 5 out of 5. I would really like to, but the center justification of every single shot is almost like you go to the doctor and he walks in and you're there for a regular checkup and he's like, "Hey, buddy, you got cancer. All right, see you later. That'll be $50." That's what it feels like to me, and I can't give that a 5 out of 5.
What does that mean?
The story's interesting. And Chris Evans looks fantastic in it, but again, my overall, I would give this as a trailer, I would give this a 4 out of 5.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you and give it a 4 out of 5, mainly because of the overt nature of it scared me a little bit, with Chris Evans being really small before he gets buffed out, and then having some of the cheesy elements that we saw. That makes me a little worried, but otherwise the rest of the elements makes me really want to see it. So I'm going to give it a 4. All right, guys, that's it from us. Stay tuned for further reviews for brand new upcoming trailers. And also, if you're interested, send us a link to a trailer that you want us to review, and we'll be happy to do it.
If you guys like this review and want to see more, please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe below. Send any requests that you might have to requests@mahalo.com.